I have certain things I believe, certain things I don't believe. The Protestants don't believe in a Blessed Virgin Mary. They believe in Mary, but they don't believe Virgin Mary. What is Virgin Mary? Because she was not conceived without sin. How can, suppose a Mary who was sinful and Jesus be born of a sinful woman? Cannot be. Because Jesus is also contaminated with sin. Like all of us, we have inherited original sin from Adam and Eve. And at the time of our baptism, it is erased. And so for that reason, you cannot go contradicting to what you say, what you don't say. You have to be consistent, flowing. What you do not believe, that's your personal private. But that's what the church says. Many people come and say, Father, I don't have children. I've struggled. And medically, it's not possible. Can I have artificial means of insemination? What should I say? Yes? Well, they're longing for a baby. What's the teaching of the church? No. Because the human act, you're not animal that you inject and then you insert for a woman. That's not a human act. Human love is not there. And so the church says it's not only because of the human act, because of the years of history, and the child that is born may be sometimes abnormal. Then who is responsible for the abnormality, not normal? It's okay you get a child, but then the repercussion. The husband he's not the true father. So you get the sperm from a donor who's not disclosed. And so there is many people in this parish who have gone and done this, and they come to us, and Father, I don't love my husband anymore. Because there was no love in the husband. Because the husband cannot give children. It's always the blame the woman. It's not the woman, it's the man. And so the church has, certain things that is put in the creed. In our profession, you have to follow. There is no, I believe little and I don't believe little. That doesn't work that way. You have to follow. From there he will come to judge the living and the dead and explain the final judgment of the dead and what it means, hell, purgatory and abolition of all the law. Now, in order to understand this, we must go and understand the human body. All of us have human body. You can feel, you can cry, you can see. Now the human body has, the whole personality has three parts. The human spirit, the soul, and the body. Are you getting me? The human spirit, the soul, and the body. Now what is very important for us to understand is, when the human spirit leaves, there is a spirit inside. When the spirit leaves, breathing stops. We breathe, that's our spirit. When the spirit leaves, breathing stops. Now we go to the second part. When the breathing stops, soul leaves. When the soul leaves, blood circulation stops. We have a blood in the heart that pumps, it goes. And so, when the soul leaves, the blood, heart beat, everything stops. No circulation in the body. Then what is left? Now, only the body. And so the body is like a carcass. You know what is a carcass? Dead. And so when you see a person there, but the real person is not there. To give you an example, imagine a glove in your hand. You put a gloves, okay? And when you put your gloves in your hand, you shake it, there is life. Because your fingers are moving. You remove the gloves. And then you have the empty gloves. Is there life? No. What is there is empty. And same it is with our body. So body is empty. And so we are reminded on Ash Wednesday, remember you are dust, and to dust you shall return. And so we return back the way we were formed. Now someone has put a last question there. It's very important. Resurrection of the body means, and the soul. And suppose a person has died and he has some tattoos on his body. Will it come back again? Okay, you have tattoos on the body. So will it come back again? For that you have to understand the very word resurrection. Lazarus died. He was resurrected. Okay? So his resurrection was resuscitation. We use the word resurrection, yes, but the real word is that your body is dead, the same body comes back. You got me? That is resuscitation. Same body come back to life. Resurrection, in the true word resurrection, is not the same body. We will not have the same body. For example, the early Christians, they were martyred, put in the Colosseum, eaten by tigers and lions. Now what do you think will happen with their body? All the flesh and everything they ate, they became excreta. Or take the example, cremation. You take the body, cremate. What happens? What remains? Ashes. Now where is the body now? Ashes. Now will the same body come back to life? No, it's not the same body in the English word as we say resurrected. It's another body. Like for example, when Jesus resurrected, in this room he was there, he went out from this room. He came back in this room. So how can you have a body and come back and go in and go out? So it's a spirit, it's a body which doesn't have flesh and bones. And so in resurrection, we will not have a body that has appetite. You know appetite? You feel hungry, you feel thirsty, you have desires. But in heaven, another body where there will be no. So that there was a question asked, marriage, and he married and died in heaven. Who will be the real husband and wife? And what will be? There is no going to be desires, sexual desires or hunger or thirsty. You will not have that. So it is a totally different body. And Jesus mentioned that in the Gospel of John chapter 6. I am the resurrection and life. He who believes will not perish, will not die, but have life everlasting. And that is forever. You got me? And so that we must understand the word body different, like angels. Angels do not have body. No body is there. You can just figure out some like cloud kind of a thing. But they don't have, you cannot touch them. Now what is hell, purgatory, heaven? In order to understand these terms, hell, purgatory and heaven. Now it is mentioned in the creed, Jesus ascended into hell. Now why had Jesus go to the hell? You remember the good thief and the bad thief? One said, remember Lord, when you come into your kingdom, tonight you will be with me in paradise. Jesus promised him. And so why is Jesus going? Because in the point of history, in the Old Testament, all those who have died, not